I've just installed the old ISO. We are almost ready to release the new ISOs, which means that we'll make a video how to stay rolling and what is new. So this is how to stay rolling, meaning at October 22 we've built the ISOs, we've released it in the beginning of November, and the same will happen in the beginning of December, and the same next year, January, and so on. So the topic is how to update, how to keep a Samsung Android and Apple iPhone. You need to update. It's important for speed, for security, and for so many things. So yes, if the internet is a problem, if stability is a problem, is the bandwidth a problem, ArcoLinux is kinda heavy on that regard. I mean, just 1 month is this much of downloads. We're gonna install this, but in difference it's nothing. But of course, if the bandwidth with your internet service provider is really down to the minimum, then this Arch thing is not the right way to go. But otherwise, right, bandwidth is no problem, speed is no problem, you get a lot of fun out of it. ArcoLinux for me is just a big Lego block, lots of Lego blocks, let's say it like that, and then you just plug in, build up, and 41 ISOs after a few years, right, with 30-ish desktops to play with, and it's fun. It really is. And once you get to know all the elements, well, you have a steady, stable, fast operating system that's just free, basically, and you can do whatever you want with it. Out of the box, you don't like the wallpaper, change the wallpaper. Don't like the theme, change the theme. The bar of XFC needs to go at the top, put it on the top. I mean, sky's the limit, and it's all for free. We have over 800 packages in our repository. Play around with it. So, and there is a lot more on the AOR, like 50,000 packages on the AOR. So that's also a hidden treasure. Things might be in there that say, wow, I want that, right? Build it. Yay, Baru. Those are the packages you use for AOR. So what we're gonna do is follow. I read things, right? We do not use PAMAC to update. We do not use Octopi to update. We use a terminal to update. And type update basically is nothing more than an alias, and it's the normal alias. So when we're on anything else based on Arch, that's what we type, because update is just something we created, an alias. So if you have come up with something more creative, change it and put it in your bash rc personal, not in bash rc or zsh or fish, right? So updating is done here, and I follow everything. I see what's going on, I see if there are errors, I see some information. So SophieRAM has also got an update. SophieRAM is quite interesting. If you do an easy installation, because sometimes you have to, because of conflicts in Pacman, packages are being renamed by Arch, right? We're just log file found. We'll do that later on. So never do anything on the virtual machine here on the live DVD. I mean, do it afterwards. Sometimes I see people making videos in live environment. That's not the point, right? Not any distro, Linux distro, should be tested out in a live environment. Let it install in VirtualBox and Unreal Metal. So what I was going to say is the SophieRAM package. If you you can choose to install Calamares 2 ways: easy installation and the advanced installation. Easy is always going to work, and advanced has so many variables like Pacman, like dependencies, name package changes, servers going down, internet is intermittent. I mean, there's so many things and reasons why it could go wrong. So you go for the easy. Now I scroll up and I see a lot of things. One of the things I see immediately is something I do with the ArcoLinux Nemesis script, and you decide whether you do that as well. I personally, and certainly not on VirtualBox, right, don't have a Broadcom, so that's for people who have it, and I don't have Realtek. So these two guys are for me gone. Why? because it takes time to build them. DKMS is good, but it builds the drivers and it takes time. I don't have the time, you know, I want a fast machine. So what I do, sudo make initcpio, which is basically -p. So have a look, man, and then this, and we're doing this again, right? And then we say go, and it's much faster because there is no mentions of DKMS now. Now the system shows you some line. Well, reboot first, always reboot, right? After such a lot of software, reboot. So rip, this is what was installed, 631. And I thought we have also, big is not what I wanted, but there is also another rip, I thought, rip long. So we have here 1200 packages, and then we can see at what time I started. And here we start. So this is the ISO. That's October, and here it's me waking up and making a tutorial, right? This is all that's installed. So quite a bit. Packages basically update and then reboot. All right, let's see if the error is still there, because that's something that we should keep in mind. But there's a new make initcpio package from Arch. We don't make these things. ArcoLinux is 90% Arch. We've made our own configs for i3 with BSPWM and so on, and then a few packages from AOR that we like, and that's it. So here we are again. This is of course still the ISO. This will never change. You use that ISO, so why would it change, right? It keeps the same ISO. So same DVD, the same USB, it's the image of that time. And if we update, everything should be okay. That's one test. If we do up all, everything should be okay. There are no AOR upgrades. And if we do sudo, well, we can go arrow up, arrow up. If we do this one again, let's see if the error is gone. With their new make initcpio, the system still says this in our new ISOs from, well, in a few weeks. No, even in 7 days or something, a week time. You won't see this anymore. So let's have a look. How can we get rid of it? This is annoying. It doesn't matter in the sense of it will boot and everything will work fine. But if it annoys you, you can do this. So a quick way to edit the etc make initcpio.conf. Set font is no longer necessary. So because of the control, wait a moment, control C, control X, no, don't save this, go back. So because of the update of make initcpio, we don't need this one, and we don't need this one. Let me check on my proper system here, my other system, the ISO builder, and make initcpio. The decisions we've made is that keyboard stays in, check, but this one can go out. So that's the default these days. Control X, yes, save it, and if we run it again, we'll see that's gone and everybody is happy. So that's the only thing I think that's will be reported or will be seen by users. And another thing we've done is we've switched to Octopi. So guys who are using the ISO that's coming out in the beginning of December will see that there's the little green ghost or a little red ghost. So during the build of the ISO, Spamek was sick and could not be started. In the meantime, Manjaro gave a patch for the application so we can build it again. So everything is fine for the guys who keep rolling, update, update, update. And the other guys have this particular application, Octopi, which is good to know, right? Good to share that there is something else. If you say, it's not my thing, this particular application from Pamek, from Manjaro, then you can actually have a look at Octopi. And this is an alternative and there are videos out there who just have a look around what's in here and how you can check this out. So we have here files. This is something I would check, would use, is knowing, okay, what does this particular package put on my system, user, share, icons, and in Plasma look and feel. So things like that help to understand, if I install sudo pacman -s this package, what happens to it. Let's take something else, like Firefox is on my machine. Maybe you're wondering what's happening. It's gonna read and say, okay, user, there'll be a bin Firefox, so the binary, the application. There will be a library for Firefox, and there will be a share for applications, GNOME shell, and icons. And you can navigate to it and understand, okay, that's what's happening to my machine. And that's all that is for me. That's all. I don't want to install anything with Pamac nor with Octopi. And we have this little thing down here. There's also the, if you reboot, you'll see it. And that's the notifier, the small little guy, but it needs to run with user bin. Forgot about that. So let's just log out, log in, and that's super easy. And you'll see a little green guy. So currently I have two of them. So this GUI and that GUI, and both of them are basically, well, ways to install and remove applications. And I say use it, but if you want to update, use a terminal. And let me do one more thing to check something out. If you do a clean install, then I always do a scal to be sure that everything is what's well, no, I don't do that when I clean install. I do it when it's actually working, when I've been changing things and the change is not good, right? It's made mistake somewhere. So scal, have a look what this is. It's all explained. A lot of videos mention scal, so if you are watching the YouTube channel, you'll certainly run into it. So see that you know what it does. And one of the things I should check as developer here is go check the bin, the stay rolling, the 2023, and moving from November to December, nothing to do. In essence, that's correct, right? Because of the fact that we do not need to change anything in mkinitcpio, but maybe I'll add a little script that says go change it and remove the SDV console there. But in the end, everything is fine with it, but probably gonna annoy people, say, hey, what's that? There's an error, right? So I'll add a little script for you to run, and I can actually do that immediately now, so you see how easy it is to, and what the power is of scal, and you decide if you run it or not. It's up to you. And let me just pause this video here and get back to you with an update, and that'll be that. Packages has been created, so we update our system. Update is good as well. We all do typos, and I certainly do more in update than others maybe. Anyway, check out the files have been installed in etsyscal bin, right? It's not here. And that's what scal does. And I can do that right here. So that's scal. Watch out what happens if you scal. There it is. mkinitcpio.sh. And always open it up. Never just run things. Check out basically what I'm doing is say, if you find SDV console, replace it with nothing. And that's it. Right? So Ctrl-T, but I prefer you check it out like this. I prefer you do it like this because that's better. I mean, it's manual. You can have a look and see. So I think it was behind keyboard. Nope. And then here, doesn't matter where I put it, but SDV console used to be there, or needed to be there because of an error, I believe. KD font something. So if you do sudo mkinitcpio -p, that's what we get. And if you run the script, it's gonna replace it. So make initcpio, change content off. Do you want that? Sure. Then off it goes, and it makes immediately the proper well, boot files basically, without the error. So that's the big difference, and that's this line here. All right, so it's up to you to decide if you want it or not. Just checking if I did everything right. Mod.conf, block, keyboard, file systems, and file check. Okay, there you are. We have a system back the way it would be if you were installing again, so not staying rolling. That's the topic of this video, how to stay rolling, how to update, and that's the major thing I've changed, as well as the set font, but I don't think the set font does not create any problem, so there's no need for it. Let's check it out together. So binaries, set font was in there. Also because of an issue that mkinitcpio said, hey, what's this? And then we got this error and people were asking what's going on, but doesn't produce anything visible. So you leave it there or you just delete it. And that's that. We're at the end of the stay rolling video. I really don't think anything is different. So do watch out the videos, because I've done so many things different now. There is backup scal as well, so backup scal before and prior, so you know what is in the etc scal before the update, and if you run the update again afterwards, if you update the system and then type again backup scal, that's maybe a good way to see, with selecting these two guys, what's different with compare, and then you know exactly what we changed. We added also, I think, in the bash RC something, so there will be changes, and it's going to be visible if you do the backup scal before the update and after the update. Then you see exactly what changed. I believe we just added one of these lines. Well, first of all, high fetch, that's true. High fetch we've added. So if you got that, if you say, oh, I have that, that's all cool. But if you save it and you do Ctrl-T, command not found, right? You realize, of course, you need high fetch, but this is not, well, it's just a choice. So I'm not going to put it in scripts, because look at that. You really want to have it. I mean, if you like it, then you need to choose polysexual. Polysexual. I always choose something else. Last time it was lesbian. Polysexual. Oh. Enter, enter, and now enter and save config, and now we have this. So it's some fun. That's it. For the rest, I do believe we had one other, and that's an environment, I believe. Maybe also NV console. So have a look. So there are easy ways to navigate to the elements that are important in environment, and they can immediately check to the go to the file and edit things and overwrite things and change things, because those are the files basically. Those are the files that matter. These are the files that matter to your system. So you can immediately edit, and we don't need ATT or any tool or any GUI. It's on any arch. That is what matters. And we have a straight way to the file to just write and type, right? Why can't we type anymore? Why do we need a GUI? We don't. Enjoy ArcoLinux, enjoy the learning. Remember always, we are not a consultancy company, we are a university. That means all the knowledge is already online. First, have a look at our YouTube channel or the websites, and then figure things out, learn, and then ask your questions. All right, cheers.